Hi there, it's Dawn here at Stickletown. Right, continuing with our growing in small spaces, doing some very simple in the kitchen growing. Now these are mung beans, just out of my store cupboard. I don't go to the garden centres or whatever and buy mung beans specifically for growing. These are fairly cheap to get. So I'm going to add half a cup, and we're going to do these sprouted, and half a cup into some water. Easy enough, isn't it? Anybody can do that bit. Now they're going to sit there overnight, and then we will come back to them tomorrow. Sprouted mung beans are bean sprouts. So bean sprouts can be used raw in salads. They can be used in your stir fries. So very handy, very nutritious, and very cheap to buy from the supermarket or Asian food shops, anywhere like that. You can get bags of mung beans. So that's that bit. The next stage will be this is a plastic jar, but you can use a plastic water bottle the same. And the mung beans are going to be sprouted in this. You can buy specific sprouters, but why go to that expense? I've just plugged in my wood burning tool, or you can use a soldering iron. Hang on a sec, kettle's just boiling. Let's take that off. Or you can just a thick nail over a lighter to heat up the end of it. Just be careful you don't burn your fingers. And all we're going to do is make holes all the way around. No specific distance apart. Just making lots of holes in it, and this is going to be our sprouting container. A few holes in the bottom. Like I said, you can use an empty water bottle. You know, if you had a bigger bottle, then you could add a cupful. This is just it's not small, but it's an average size container. Right, so that's, I don't know if you can see those, that's just some holes all the way around it, and that will help with the drainage. Right, the next thing I'm going to do while I've got this hot, mushroom boxes, plastic mushroom boxes, you know the sort, buy your mushrooms from them in the supermarket. I'm just going to use these to make some drainage holes in the bottom. And of course, using a hot tool just makes nice neat holes. But I want plenty of drainage holes. Okay, turn that off. It fills my kitchen with plastic fumes. You want to do it in a well ventilated space, really. So now these boxes are going to be used for growing some salad. So again, it's nothing for the container, a little bit of compost, not a lot, but we're going to use them to grow some salad, and they'll grow on the kitchen windowsill. I'll just show you a tray of salad that is ready. This is one I have already been cutting some from it. And these are just mixed salad leaves, and yeah, so handy to add again to your salads, add as a side dish. See, some of them are starting to come into flower there, so we shall take them bits off, because this one has been on the go for a while. You can do them, you see, when you cut them down they'll re-sprout up again, and they just grow away on the windowsill in the kitchen. So we will pop outside, put some compost in there and get some seeds in, and I will show you the next bit. Right, I'm outside in the polytunnel, so there's my 2 boxes with their holes in the bottom, and I've picked up a selection of the types of seeds I'm going to be sowing in there. Now we've got some mixed oriental salad leaves. Salad leaves. This is a speedy mix of salad leaves. That's what I've got growing in the house. Mesclun mixed salad leaves. Fancy summer mix. And that's another speedy mix. And these 2, we've got a lettuce salad bowl and a red lettuce salad bowl. Now these packets of seeds you can pick up most places, Wilco's, Pound Shop, The Range, Pound Stretcher, supermarkets, the garden centre, wherever you want. So let's get started. You only need a small bag of compost, you don't need a big one like that. Just make sure it's all crumpled up. You're not even going to fill the tubs. Any little tubs actually will do this. Them little tubs you get with, I don't know, what do I buy in little tubs? I only buy the mushrooms. But there's lots of things that come in little tubs like this, little containers, and they're just great for growing these little bits of windowsill things. So firm them down on top. We want a nice base for them seeds. Now I'm going to do the salad bowl, again open from the bottom of the packet. In fact, if you've got packets of lettuce, half-used packets of lettuce seed that you've had sitting around, you haven't used them all, the same with beetroot, anything like that, mix them all up and sow them. Right, so I'm going to do half of this tub. Take a bit more off with these, and I'm going to sow them quite thickly because we're cutting these as baby leaves. So that's half the tub with the lettuce salad bowl, and then I'm going to do the other half of the tub with the red. I could have mixed the 2 together, but I'm just going to do it half and half. Again, you've got quite a thick sowing. And then this one, because I've got the oriental, what am I going to do? Right, this one I think I'll do the fancy summer mix. A bit of a change from what I've got in the house. Yeah, baby spinach leaves, rocket, anything like that. Mix your seeds up, make your own mixes up. And there's not a lot in that packet, so I'm going to put some of these ones in with it. If you open your seed packets from the bottom, it means you save all your instructions at the top. This one's going to be a right bit of a mixture. So there we go. And then I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of compost over the top just to give them a light covering. And I'm going to give them a good watering and just sit them on the kitchen windowsill. And before we know it, we will have some salad leaves to go in sandwiches, go with our meals, anything just to add a bit more nutrition and a bit of fresh food. So I'm going to water them. Now if you're worried about the water coming out the bottom, which it will do, if you've got a tray, just a normal kitchen tray, just sit them on that and keep them as they're starting to grow, you know, make sure they stay nice and damp. Lettuce do like damp. They don't like to dry out at all. Yeah, so just sit them on a tray and then before you know it, you'll be picking your own salad leaves and enjoying them. So I will continue this video when these have started to germinate and started to come through. Right, after soaking overnight, the mung beans were poured into the jar and left to drain, and I've been rinsing them with water every day. This is day 3 now. You can see they're starting to sprout. I'm trying to keep them in the dark, or in a darkened area of the kitchen. So they've all swollen up, of course. You know, that was only a half cup of mung beans that was put in there. The lettuce seeds, or the salad leaf mixes that were sown, this one was the mixed leaves, and day 4, and they're all starting to germinate and pop up. And the lettuce, where we did half and half in a tray, I believe this might be the green half and this is the red half. The red half is only just starting. A few of them are just starting to germinate, but the green half is well on the way. So that's the 2 salad leaf trays and the mung beans, and so these are just sitting on the windowsill in the kitchen, and this is just sitting around the corner in a out of direct light. So it won't be long before we have another few weeks and there should be something ready for picking, and I'm hoping the mung beans actually within another few days will be ready to start using, hopefully by the weekend, and we'll have some in a stir fry at the weekend. So don't forget to subscribe. The next video I'm updating you on the square foot gardening. Now that is all prepared, and thank you for watching my growing in small spaces. So, and it just shows what you can do just on your windowsill in the kitchen. Right, now as part of the small space gardening videos I want to do, I've set up this bed. Now this bed is 6 foot by 4 foot, and I'm having a go at doing some square foot gardening in it. I've never done square foot gardening before, so it's all marked out in its 1 foot squares, and so far I have got in, I've put in a few onion sets that I had left over. I've got some onions growing from seed. Now according to the chart that I've got, I could have 9 in each square. I've just put in some little leeks, and at the very end I've got spring onions. So that row 2 is all onions. At the very back I've got some I've done 3 squares of peas, and I've got a bit of a trellis there, so I'm hoping to sort of train them up there. And these other 3 squares I'm going to put, I'm thinking of putting some tomatoes in, but I might change my mind on that. The next row down, there's going to be some bush beans going in there and celery. You have to remember to plant things according to height. And then in the very front here, I've got radish. I've got some radish seed in, some turnip, and some bok choy. There's going to be some beetroot, etc. go in these other squares. Now of course we've got the herbs and the garlic in the pots to the side, and we've got potatoes going in containers to the side as well. I could put 1 courgette plant in, but I've decided not to. I'm going to do a courgette in a container, and depending on how well my sweet corn do, according to the chart, I could actually get 4 sweet corn in 1 square, so it might end up being 2 tomatoes and 1 little square of sweet corn. We shall see. So it will be interesting to see how that develops over the coming year. And of course the secret to square foot gardening is successional sowing. Now I did get this seeding square, which comes with a chart, tells you what spacing, colour spacing for each plant, and things like cabbages, broccoli, etc. all have just 1. They come under the orange, so they just have 1 per square, and that I think is a bit of a waste of space. I'd rather put in things I can get a lot more out of. But if all you've got is 3 foot by 3 foot space, you know, you can still, you're not going to be self-sufficient in veg, but you can still go a long way towards contributing towards your meals with what you choose to grow. And like I said, I've got potatoes there, so I'm not taking up space with potatoes. And it might even be that I decide to put the tomatoes in pots. I haven't yet decided. With this, you do get a little dibber, and that comes off. So, and that's for you to sow your seeds through. And it was just a little gadget thing that I saw, and I thought, well, it'd be interesting to try it out. And it's designed specifically for square foot gardening. So, but I've noticed there's some books on Kindle you can download for free about it, and there's lots of information out there on the internet. So yeah, so that we shall follow the progress of that over the coming months to see how it goes.